everyone. Sorry about the sun, just the way the yard is laid out, there's no other way of, or nowhere else to park the trailer. Today we're drawing dung. Drawing it back to our yard to store over the winter and then spread on spring ground. Because we don't have any of our own stock, means we end up having to import an awful lot of organic matter. So it's trying to get it wherever we can. We use an awful lot of dung and a certain amount of cover crops to fulfill our needs, but even at that we don't really have enough, and even on, it's hard to justify drawing dung to ground unless it's on a long-term lease of maybe 10 years, because it could take 3 or 4 years to build it up or get any value out of it, and if you only have it on a 5-year lease, you're only getting 2 years worth of good out of it. So it kind of takes a lot of the good out of it. So today I'm in our JCB 310S. And the 3645 and our Muldoony trailer. We don't really like using or letting the Smyths near the dung. It's just a bit of a personal preference, we'll call it. On the front we have a 4-in-1 bucket of Fermic 860. We took off the points and put on a flat plate, and then we put on a headstock for the JCB. We had an 860 before this, and it went on fire, so we have all the implements off it. Just don't have the I just don't have the Fermic, but we're actually thinking about buying one back. We had this about 7 or 8 years now, and we've been hiring contractors to do, or plant hire man, whatever you want to call them, to do any work. We've had with back actors and that, but just the having the 860 is just far superior than, or sorry, having our own. It's just far superior than hiring people, because now you have to try and be there with them to get it done the way you want it. And the 860 was great for just doing bits and pieces, but on top of that, as my father was saying, like, halfway through today I'm gonna have to bring the JCB home and shove up the loads to make sure there's enough space in the we call it the slurry pit. Don't know why we call it a slurry pit, but it's the well, it used to be a slurry tank and now it's a dung stead, but it's got we've diverted the flow of the dung into the effluent tank, so it's still being collected, like. That sun is a bloody nuisance and I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. There'll probably be about 4 or 5 loads here. I have 1 load done already. I said I'd do 1 load and just get myself set up before I turned on the camera. that was your man's dung shed, so when we drove it last year it was a lot easier than this, but he's after converting it to a shed. Okay. Because of the sun, I'm going to turn this off and I'll come back and talk to you a bit later. So as you can see here, we're loading with the JCB 310S into the Muldoony trailer, as I said previous. Because the tip doesn't come down far enough, I have to open the bucket most of the time, or split the bucket, so that takes a bit of effort. I'd like to be spreading dung around 10 tonne to the acre, but it's very difficult to get enough dung to actually accommodate that. So more often than not, it goes on about 5 tonne to try and get it across more ground and at least get some benefit out of it. We have a 10 tonne Joskin rear dispensing dung spreader that we use. It seems to be a great job. Spend most of August and September on the 3645 and it seems like a good match. Our biggest problem is that we only have the 310 and a pallet truck or a forklift truck. So when we're trying to get sowing, we don't have time. And when we're trying to get wrapping or silage, we can't really spare the JCB enough. But it's a challenge that we're trying to work on. Just walking from the JCB back to the tractor here, I noticed a lot of oil on the ground, so I suspect that this snap-on is leaking. So I'm going to change it. This one to this one. Now, hopefully that should solve the problem. Do we have a load? So we have another load loaded up. There's a bit more in it than I probably should have had in it. But anyway, it's a good tractor and a good trailer. I don't foresee too much of an issue. And my own fault. I dropped them all there. Off this fan. With a bit of sun that is in today, it's a bit warm. So anyway, so the sun was in my eyes, so I can only assume it was in your eyes in the JCB. So I'm in the tractor here now on my way home with the second load, and I'm in the 3690 here, 3645. Where'd I get 90 from? Bit of a dangerous corner, or dangerous to get entrance. Yeah, 3645 here, and the 15-foot Muldoony trailer. So hopefully I'm gonna get through this at a half decent rate. Not getting on too badly. Yeah, anyway, sorry. We'd ideally love to put out 10 tonnes to the acre of dung, but it then comes to two problems. One is, even if we did have enough dung, that is very expensive and very hard to play into nitrates. And two is that because we don't have the dung, we then have to find it and draw it home and then spread it. so we're kind of alternating through different fields. Different years, there's a couple of fields I'll get it every year without fail, but then there's a couple that'll get it other years.
we're over halfway through in this video, and there was 6 loads in the focus, so I think this is the 4th. I'm trying my best not to overload it. But just as soon as you can see the dung over the top of the field, I'm stopping because two reasons. One, I don't want to bend the chassis, and the second one is because we're drawn to the middle of the local town. We don't want stuff falling out over the sides or giving a bad message to the locals. Just by having a reasonable amount and maybe going for one more load, it just makes everybody happy. It didn't take that long to do. I think I had 6 loads done in 5 hours. Left that over 4.5. I took a pause halfway through the day to pick up my young brother at school. So it delayed the day a bit. But overall we got on well. We have one pit full, and the other, which you saw me filming to earlier, has about half full. We have a big pile of scrap metal there that needs to go to the scrap yards. So hopefully we'll get that done soon and it'll give us the ability to store more. 3645 is doing well. We only have it 5 months. Haven't bothered too much at all. It seems to be the favourite around the yard. Just the gear change seems seamless. It's straight. So overall a good tractor. We have that trailer 20 odd years, so can't complain about it too much. It was the main grain and size trailer at home for a long time before we bought the Smyth trailers. So all in all seems like a good operation. The 36 is pulling a Smyth trailer with 18 tonne of barley in it during the harvest there, so it's more than capable of a bit of weight. We'll see. I'd like to put it on bigger tyres, maybe 520s or 580s, depending on money and rims. But overall it's a good tractor, no complaints really. Hopefully we see more of it.